This weekend kicks off the Days of Wine and Chocolate and Cheese, presented by the Wineries of Niagara-On-The-Lake. After 2 years, the event is back in person with an added feature, cheese. The wineries here have chosen a specialty wine paired with a sweet dessert, and our first stop was Consulman Winery.
Today is the kickoff to our Days of Wine and Chocolate event here at Konzelmann Winery. The event is part of one of our 4 tasting passport programs that run throughout the month of March. Typically, we've done the program during February. With some COVID restrictions, we decided as a group to move it to March. The program is all about highlighting the great wines we have here in Niagara-On-The-Lake, also pairing those great wines with a chocolate dish. Also, something new this year is we've introduced the enhancements of a cheese as well. So wineries now can have the option to either pair that wine they've chosen with a wine or a cheese. I think the reason for doing that is just to enhance it. We've had some guest comments before that there is a lot of chocolate with 18 wineries doing different chocolate dishes. We feel the cheese is just a nice enhancement to the program, and so far so good. We've seen an increase in ticket sales. We've seen some great guest feedback from some of the pairings. So yeah, it's been, I feel, a great enhancement. So I think something that we're all seeing with the industry, or within the industry, I'm sorry, is the focus on experience. So experience is something that I think from a positive perspective of COVID, it's really enhanced that guest time or guest experience on site here at the winery. So that's something that we've translated now. We've increased the time allotment for our guests to stay here. We've gone to reservation only, so there's no more of the ticketing where guests can kind of, I guess, roam freely. It's, again, really focused on the time spent here. They can go online, they book their specific time slot. We know prior to the arrival they'll be here. So it's really helped in just in terms of timing and in terms of that focus again. I would say that's the biggest component of it, but yeah, it's something that I know for sure we've seen industry-wide, and it's been greatly accepted because we all have these stories to tell in Niagara-On-The-Lake. It's something we're very proud of, and each of our member wineries, I think, are really excited for what's to come.
So Donna, it's great to be here with you. Could you please tell us what Konzelmann is pairing here today?
We have a beautiful pairing, and I think it sums up this whole tasting experience perfectly. The Days of Wine, Chocolate, and Cheese. And Budapest Bakery has made us the perfect combination of that and this lovely Oreo cheesecake, chimney cake. And so what we decided was that the Chardonnay barrel-aged reserve wine that we feature here at the winery would be a beautiful pairing. And that's because it's got beautiful notes of green apple, peach, baking spice aromas, and it's been aged in French oak. So all of those combinations of flavors and aromas, and especially its balanced acidity, will actually accompany and complement all of the ingredients that Budapest Bakery has included in their pairing, which is a beautiful cheesecake icing, Oreo cookie crumble, chimney cake, which they're known for. So I think that this will be a really nice experience when people come to visit our winery.
What are some of the reactions from the guests that you've been receiving?
Very positive. We have a lot of people who've never been here to the winery before, and then we have our regulars. And to me, when we have new visitors who experience some of our pairings, it's what makes the experience much more enjoyable in terms of they've discovered the winery, and then they've discovered a beautiful pairing, that is Niagara-on-the-Lake, and they can actually go and purchase what they've enjoyed here at the winery. So we love sharing our experiences with, the wonderful people who provide our pairings, and of course we provide the wine.
Mm-hmm. Were you able to partake in the pairing?
Yes, very good, very good.
After visiting Consulman Winery, we headed to Simone Winery to see what pairings they had to offer.
Yeah, so today we're pairing my mother's homemade tiramisu. It's a traditional family recipe. It's pretty unique, to be honest, because tiramisu actually means pick-me-up, right? So it's a great thing to enjoy, especially if you're out touring the other wineries as well. Come here for a little pick-me-up, right? Like I said, it's a traditional family recipe. We chose the Cabernet Franc. We thought that would be a great pairing with the tiramisu because Cabernet Franc has really nice tannins to it. The tiramisu, because it is made with coffee and espresso, it shares a similar tannin structure. So we felt that it would really complement each other hand in hand.
So Vince, can you tell us about the history of this winery?
Yeah, so Consulman Vineyards is actually a relatively new winery. We opened our doors August of 2017. So we've been open for just a short period of time. Basically, before it was the winery itself, it was our family fruit market. So I actually grew up with my siblings and my parents, and we tended the farm, and we would sell the fruit right at the garage doors out of this building itself. We've done that for over about 30 years. And then we saw the potential to turning it into the winery itself. So back in 2010, myself, my father, my uncle, we really started to plant the vineyard on the property. The vineyard is all hand planted here as well, which is pretty cool. So Simone Vineyards is one of Niagara-on-the-Lake's newest wineries. We're also the smallest winery, I believe, production-wise in Niagara-on-the-Lake. We're just producing just a little over 1,000 cases each year. We're very special though because we're one of those wineries that we're only using the grapes from our vineyard only. So this classifies our wines as more reserve, higher end styles of wines. We're not in the LCBO, so it goes to show that our products are unique and extremely special, knowing that you can only get them right out the doors from this winery.
How important is an event like this to Konzelmann and the Wineries of Niagara-on-the-Lake?
Equally great for both, I would say, and also the destination as a whole, I would add. So it's a good way for guests to come into the town. With our new ticketing platform, we've made allotments for multiple visits on multiple days. So, for example, if a guest wanted to come in on a Saturday, stay the night at one of the partner hotels, and then continue doing the additional passports on the Sunday, it's something we welcome. We want that guest to not only go to wineries, but also go to some restaurants and stay in a hotel and do those tourist things in Niagara-on-the-Lake because it's a great town. It's great for the community aspect of our wineries group, specifically for the smaller wineries. It also gives the guests the ability to maybe discover some wineries that they wouldn't normally go to. We've all been to there's the bigger wineries like the Konzelmanns, the Pellers, the Trias, the Gretzky's, those ones. But there are some great new members. Simone, I believe that's where you're going next. It's a great new member of the group, and they're a fantastic winery. So it highlights a mix of everything, and I think that's really the mandate and the goal of our group is we act as a community and not only focusing on the larger players but the smaller ones as well.
Days of Wine and Chocolate and Cheese run every weekend in March. For more information on participating wineries and pairings, be sure to visit their website. If any of these pairings spark your sweet tooth, you're not going to want to miss this. In Niagara-on-the-Lake, reporting for The Source, I'm Kennedy Reynolds.